We often assume that others think like us. If they don't, we might believe they simply lack the right information. We think that if an abuser truly understood the pain they cause, they would stop their harmful behavior. However, our thinking is shaped by more than just information. Our values, beliefs, worldview, and self-perception all influence how we process information and make decisions. In this video, I'll explore 9 ways abusers perceive their actions, helping you understand why they behave as they do and why they are unlikely to change. An abuser's primary drive in a relationship is not to nurture a healthy and loving connection with their partner and children. Instead, their goal is to control and dominate the family environment. The reasons for this need to control vary among abusers, but are mainly due to deep insecurities. Some abusers enjoy the feeling of power they get from controlling others, playing God with people's lives. Others take pleasure in ruining lives to feel better about their own. Your rights to go where you want, eat what you want, wear what you want, and pursue the career you want are often seen as threats to their power. To an abuser, you are an object they own, like a toaster. They don't expect or tolerate complaints from you, just as they wouldn't from an appliance. Abusers are unwilling to change their behaviors because they work for the abuser in getting what they value: control, compliance, and dominance. Abusers see love and kindness as weaknesses, traits that make someone exploitable and easy to manipulate. While you may strive to foster a healthy relationship, they interpret your efforts as signs of weakness, leading them to lose respect for you. In their eyes, your ideas and dreams become unimportant because they see you as unimportant. Many abusers resort to calling their partners derogatory names, and many refuse to use their birth names ever. By not acknowledging their names or treating them with respect, abusers lower their partner's worth, often to lower than an insect. This allows the abuser to mentally justify anything they do to their partner without feeling guilt or remorse. People do not respect those they abuse, and people do not abuse those they respect. Abusers do not believe they have done anything wrong, even when their partner tells them otherwise. They often justify their actions by blaming their partner for provoking them. They might claim their partner pushed them to lose control, which is a lie. The abuser chooses to abuse and often instigates arguments to create an excuse for their behavior. They may, for instance, call their partner names or push them around until their partner defends themselves. Then the abuser uses their partner's reaction to their abuse as justification to escalate the abuse. Many abusers believe they have an inherent right to control and punish their partner, often due to their role as a man of a house, the breadwinner, or a perceived sense of superiority. They may rationalize their abuse by claiming they had to punish their partner for failing to do their duty as a partner, where the abuser compares their partner to an idealized fantasy image they created in their mind of what they believe a partner should be. This belief leads us to the next point about the mindset of an abuser. Abusers often see themselves as victims because they don't recognize others' rights, especially when these rights challenge their control or threaten their superiority. For instance, they might claim they are the victim of injustice when they are arrested and jailed by claiming the police believe their partner's lies, or when their partner defends themselves or hold the abuser accountable for their actions, they believe their partner is overreacting and unjustly punishing them. Narcissists struggle accepting cause and effect. They refuse to accept that their situation results from their own actions and choices. Whenever you call out an abuser's behavior, they often turn the situation around, making themselves the victim. This is part of a manipulation tactic called DARVO, which stands for deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. The abuser denies any wrongdoing, attacks the victim, accuses the victim of abusive behavior, and then reverses the roles, making the victim seem like the abuser. If the victim defended themselves, especially physically, they may use this in court to claim that the victim is the abuser. Courts may then reject the victim's claims of abuse or think both parties are equally guilty. Abusers believe that rules, laws, and expectations don't apply to them and that they deserve special treatment. They might think that their past suffering or good deeds entitle them to this, or they might simply view themselves as superior to others. This entitlement leads to double standards in the relationship. An abuser will demand their partner adheres to rules that they themselves do not follow. For instance, the abuser insists on knowing where their partner is at all times, while their partner is not allowed to ask the same questions. The abuser might justify this by claiming their partner cannot be trusted, or by claiming their ex cheated on them and now they trust no one, which means their current partner is punished for their ex's actions. The abuser may spend money freely while their partner needs permission to spend even small amounts, often under the pretense that their partner is bad with money. Abusive relationships are often run like prisons. Victims are granted rights if they please the abuser and lose rights if they displease them. This is a form of control through positive and negative reinforcement, training the victim to comply and be obedient, much like training a dog, which falls in line with their next belief. Abusers often confuse abuse with love. They claim their need for control stems from their deep love for you, which makes them jealous and possessive. They argue that they love you so much that they can't stand the thought of losing you. This justifies their control over you, such as not allowing you to wear what you want or talk to others, as they fear someone might steal you away. Abusers may see heated arguments and name-calling as normal relationship dynamics, often claiming these behaviors are mere expressions of passion. They might have grown up with such dynamics or use this rationalization to make their behavior acceptable to themselves. They often say that only their partner can push their buttons and make them lose control, effectively shifting the blame for their actions onto their partner. Due to their lack of respect and empathy for others, abusers seldom consider their partner's feelings, needs, or desires. They may buy or do things for their partner without care if their partner wants them, and then they feel rejected when their partner does not respond with the joy and enthusiasm they expected from them, which can lead to anger and then feeling as if their partner doesn't appreciate what they do for them. Due to their self-focused mindset, they often act in ways that benefit themselves while claiming to do it for their partner. For example, an abuser might buy a pizza maker as a birthday gift for their partner because the abuser loves pizza and not because their partner wanted it. The abuser may think they solved their partner's problem of not having enough time to make them pizza, while never even considering if their partner likes pizza or likes making pizza. To the abuser, all that matters is what they want. Most abusers view themselves as good or decent people and become angry when labeled as abusers. They redefine what it means to be an abuser to exclude their actions. For instance, a verbal abuser might claim that only those who physically hit their partners are abusers. Someone who hits their partner with an open hand might argue that abusers use closed fists. An abuser who uses a closed fist may insist that only those who hit without a good reason are true abusers. What constitutes as a good reason varies among abusers. One abuser might believe that a lack of salt in food justifies hitting, while another might think refusal of sex is a valid reason. This shifting definition of what an abuser is allows an abuser to maintain a self-image of being a good person and against abuse while continuing their abusive behavior. Some abusers even present themselves as pillars of the community, advocating for justice for victims, while secretly abusing their own partners and families at home. Most abusers want to be seen as good people. so they make an effort to be nice in public. They are aware that their abusive behaviors towards their partner or family are unacceptable, but they believe that if the public knew their full story, they would see the abuse is justified. To maintain their image, abusers act nicely to others unless their control is threatened. They know that most people have a narrow view of what an abuser is. Someone who punches their partner and acts aggressively in public. By being kind to neighbors and others in public, an abuser creates a discrepancy between their public persona and their private actions. When the abuser's partner speaks out, people often find it hard to believe them because the abuser's public actions do not fit with what the victim is claiming they act at home, which doesn't fit the stereotypical image of an abuser being consistent with their abusive behaviors to everyone. Even if people believe the victim, they may rationalize the abuser's behavior by assuming the victim provoked the abuser. This helps people reconcile the conflict between their experience of the abuser being nice to them and the victim's report of abuse. People also tend to believe the abuser is nice to them because they themselves are nice people. Admitting that the abuser's niceness was a manipulation tactic challenges their self-image as deserving of good treatment. They also fear that their ability to spot abusers are flawed and that they in some way contributed to the abuse the victim suffered by falling for the abuser's manipulation. Rather than face this truth, they deny the claims of abuse. The fact that the abuser can be nice when they want to and with who they want to proves that the abuser chooses to abuse. They are not nice people who occasionally lose control. They are abusers who sometimes choose to be nice when it benefits them and at other times choose to be themselves. Abusers often minimize the effects of their actions. They may say, "It wasn't that bad," or "You are blowing things out of proportion." This is another way for them to justify their actions, that even if their actions were in some way wrong, it's no big deal. It's a classic case of no harm, no foul. By minimizing or denying their actions had any harmful effect on the victim, they can claim that they should not face any consequences even if they were wrong in their actions. Narcissists lack emotional empathy, where mirror neurons in their brain would fire so they would experience the emotions others are feeling. This requires them to use their cognitive empathy to read people's body language and actions to judge how people feel. If you were to throw a chair across the room and say you are upset, the narcissist gets it. But if you were to just say you are upset for what they did, they do not get it. They don't understand how you can claim you are so badly upset when you do not act out, because they don't feel your emotions like normal people. This will cause them to claim that you are overreacting in your claims of how their actions hurt you. Even when they finally get it, their need to protect their image of being perfect does not allow them to admit they made a mistake by doing something that could hurt you so badly. So it must be you that are too sensitive. Learn more about narcissism by watching the video suggested to you right now.